Hello, my name is Kane Bassett. In this discussion, I will be explaining the differences between self determination, informed consent, professional boundaries, and confidentiality. I will also provide examples of using the NASW Code of Ethics to guide professional decision making and discuss both positive and negative consequences that can occur when personal values intersect with professional values. Self determination refers to a client's right to make their own choice about their life. In social work practice, this means expecting a client's goals and preferences, even when they are different from what the practitioner might personally believe is best. However, self determination is not absolute. It may be limited when a client's decision places themselves or others at serious risk. Informed consequences means ensuring that the clients fully understand the services being provided, their right, their rights, their potential risks, and alternatives before agreeing to participate. This includes explaining expectations in a clear, accessible language and confirming that the client's true understanding, informing the content supports transparency and empowers the client to actively engage in their care. Professional boundaries defines the appropriate limits of helping relationship. These boundaries protect both the client and the social worker by maintaining a professional focus and preventing dual relationships or conflicts of interest. Boundaries ensure that the service remains client centered rather than becoming personal. Confidentiality involves protecting the client's private information and only sharing it when it is legally required or personally justified. While confidentiality builds trust, social workers must also explain its limits, such as mandatory reporting or situations involving danger or to self or others. Although these concepts are closely related, they serve different purposes. The self determination focuses on the client's choice, informed consent centers on the understanding and agreement, professional boundaries, maintaining an ethical relationship, and confidentiality, protecting privacy. An example of using the code of ethics in practice might involve working with teenagers who disclose thoughts of harming themselves. While respecting the self determination and confidentiality is important, the code emphasizes the client's safety and well being. This situation, the social worker would need to break confidentiality to involve the appropriate support, such as a guardian and emergency services, while also explaining the process to the client in a compassionate and transparent way. This demonstrates ethical decision making that prioritizes and protects while preserving dignity and trust. When a personal values intersect with professional values, both positive and negative consequences can occur. On the positive side, the personal values such as empathy, commitment to service, or respect for others can strengthen the professional practice. For example, a strong personal belief in helping underserved populations may increase motivation, advocacy, and effort of the client's engagement. However, the challenges arise when personal beliefs conflicts with professional responsibility. A social worker may hold a strong opinion about parenting, lifestyle choices, or spirituality. These beliefs influence how services are delivered. The client may feel judged or unsupported. This can damage their therapeutic relationship and limit the client's progress. For instance, if a practitioner personally personally disagrees with the client's decision, but that judgment, but that allows that judgment to affect communication, it may undermine the client's sense of autonomy. In contrast, when social workers remain self-aware and grounded in professional ethics, they can set aside personal views and provide respectful, unbiased support. In practice, managing this intersection requires reflection, supervision, and ongoing self-awareness. Social workers must consider and examine how they experience beliefs and emotions, impacting their work ethic and practice. Is not just about following the rules. It's about intentional decision making that aligns with the practice and your professional standards and the client's centered care. In conclusion, I understand self-determination, informed consent, professional boundaries, and confidentiality is essential to the ethical social work practice. And the code of ethics provides guidance in difficult situations that arise, especially when safety is involved. So while personal values can enhance the professional effectiveness, they must never override the ethical responsibility. By maintaining awareness of these dynamics, social workers can build trust, protect client, and promote meaningful change. Thank you.